You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it in front of the Kop.
Happy Friday, Reds. Welcome back to the Kop TV. I hope you're doing okay. Massive game, as we know, on Sunday. And of course, Jurgen Klopp did his press conference this morning. Here's your top 5 things that we learnt from that press conference. First of all, before we get into this, smash that like button. Comment with your thoughts on Jurgen's comments today, and then of course subscribe. I wanted to give a special shout out to our friends over in Qatar at Al Rayyan SC, which is a great football club in Qatar that we spent some time at during the World Cup last year. Massive shout out to Sheikh Jassim. We're very honoured to be sent this beautiful shirt, very AC Milan-esque, if I'm honest. Alex 19 on the back. I don't think I've ever worn 19. But I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful kit, Nike as well. So yeah, massive shout out to Al Rayyan. Thiago's cousin, Rodrigo, actually plays up front for them. So big fan of this. Thank you very much, Sheikh Jassim. Let's get into the press conference headlines then. The first one is Dominic Szoboszlai. As we know, injured. Klopp says it is an injury. Confirms it. Muscle, hamstring, we have to see. Dom is very positive. There is a lot of pain though, and no chance for Sunday. After that, he might be back, but we don't know. Besides that, nothing really happened. So it's not looking great. That's not a great update at all, is it? I mean, there's a lot of pain though and no chance for Sunday. I mean, footballers, as we know, play through pain. We heard of Ben White, you know, apparently playing through the pain barrier in the last 5 to 6 weeks at Arsenal. But yeah, hamstrings, listen, I've torn my hamstring as a youth, and, you know, they're not fun. And Dom knows that. And that could be a 2 to 4 weeker. Obviously, we need him fit and ready as our midfield options are thin on the ground, especially now Elliott is probably going to go over to the right. That kind of leaves another space, still without Thiago, still without Bajcetic, as we know. But yeah, that is your Szobo update. Not very good update, if I'm honest. We'll probably hear a little bit more in the next week, I'd assume, especially before the Fulham game. I'm sure he'll be asked the same question. Mo's absence, he said, if I wish you luck, it would be a lie. And the way he said it was very jokey. Let's not take that too literally. It's not as if he's gone up to Salah and Endo going, I hope you lose in the first round. No, he wants them to go and do well for their countries. But at the same time, straight after that, he did say, absolutely, I'm joking. He said, from a personal point of view, I'd be overly happy if they go out in the group stage, but it's probably not possible. Now we have to deal with it. I'm pretty positive that they will find a way, but obviously we have to show that on the pitch. We have to use the boys to their skill, and that's exactly the idea. We always find a way to get through these periods, and I'm pretty sure we will be fine. But of course, we play Arsenal, and against them, you can still lose with Mo Salah and without Mo Salah. Fair. I think that's a fair assessment. You look at how well we did. We didn't lose a game, pretty sure, when Mo and Mane were at the AFCON 2 years ago on the way to, you know, trying to get a quad. So yeah, listen, we're going to have to adapt. Obviously, we know that. But we've had months to, you know about this exit, I guess, for a temporary exit for Mo and Endo. So you'd imagine that the planning, the prep has all been done in training in the last month or so at least to kind of prepare for this. Talks. He must have pulled Harvey to the side and said, listen, you're going to be on that right-hand side. This all goes on, obviously. On Owen Beck coming back from Dundee, he said, we are really positive about Owen, but then he had 2 difficult loan spells, which was a surprise considering what we think about him. Everything was fine and he made big steps. The situation is clear. If we lose 2 left-backs, and it makes sense because the boy is someone we like and we bring him back. Let me know in the comments, does Owen Beck get into that squad for you on Sunday? And I guess leading on from that, if he is, maybe not starting, but if he is in the squad or involved, you could call that rotation. And he said, Klopp, we rotated a lot in the first half of the season. I don't think it was particularly brave. We just did it because we think that the boys can do it. It's massive for the boys when they come on that they contribute. Perfect example is the other game, the other night against Newcastle. 3 subs came on, all impacted the game. 2 of them scored. I'm not sure if the Arsenal game is a game to rotate. I sit here, I'm not 100% if we have the opportunity to do so. We don't have the biggest squad available. We'll see what we will do. If that looks afterwards like rotation, we will see. And I said to Robbie yesterday, I totally agree with this point. And I explained to Robbie yesterday when he said, will it be a strong side? Because we know Arsenal have to go strong. But he asked me that, and I said, we don't really have a weak side to put out. That might seem arrogant, but what I mean by that is we are running thin on the ground. So there isn't exactly 5 youngsters that we could obviously, but obviously things are at stake here. It's still a third round of the FA Cup, a trophy that we would like to win. We know Arsenal are really under pressure, but you have to match them and go strong as well. Why not? And I agree with Klopp. We don't really have the rhythm. He talks about the rhythm here. You know, a guy who hasn't played for 5 or 6 weeks just to come in and perform, it's not going to happen. The limited pool that we have got of players has to now be used in every single game. So I agree, there's no rotation, there's no weakness in this, with all due respect to those players on the peripheries of the squad. But I fully expect Liverpool to go at this one with everything. Schedule changes. Again, we had our schedule changed due to games later on in the week. Obviously Monday, and we've waited 6 days for this one now. So again, he's not really relying on rotation. He knows that we've had a good break, and he knows the boys will be ready. He also mentioned on Phillips and Williams returning. They'll definitely be with us until the end of the month. They might obviously go on from there to another club. Still waiting to hear about Fabio Carvalho, but Nat would say it didn't work out 100% at Celtic either. So it looks like Reece and Nat will be coming back and sticking around training at least. And Klopp says, I will have to speak to him and ask why it didn't work out. And there you go. That's kind of it. Also, Klopp did say, for sure, I heard him say, that a replay is not helpful. I think both Arsenal fans and Liverpool fans can both agree on that. We don't need, I mean, it'd be great for the channel, but we don't need another game against Arsenal again whilst we've got the League One coming up. Yeah, that's the only time we can finally play them. All the other competitions are mixed up. So, yeah, replay not helpful. I mean, if there's anyone in the comments that would take a draw and wants the replay, let me know. The people I've been speaking to are pretty much saying the opposite. And he also did say that it's the toughest tie possible, Arsenal away in the third round of the FA Cup. I mean, if you're talking about the FA Cup, it is, because Arsenal have won this 14 times. I said 14 times yesterday, and Robbie went, no, 13 times. And then it was 14 times. So I know how many times Arsenal have won this, better than Robbie, mate. But in that sense, it's like going to Liverpool in the Champions League as an English club. It's the hardest place to go to in that competition away in the Champions League. And I'd agree, at Arsenal, FA Cup, third round, it's probably one of the toughest places to go to. So replay not helpful. Obviously, we don't take this game lightly at all. And it is definitely one of the toughest ties. Third round, I mean, we could have got a little Huddersfield at home. Would have been nice to get a Newport County, as Man City have got. They got Huddersfield. But it was Arsenal, like it always is every single year, in a cup. So there you go. Szobo, definitely out for Arsenal. We'll see how far he is away. Always finding a way to cope without Salah. Owen Beck coming back. Will he be involved in the matchday squad? Let me know. I am at the game. I'm in the upper tier. If you are going to the game on Sunday, we'll be doing fan cams outside the Emirates after, just by the away end. So make sure if you do go to the game, you come and have a chat to us after, but I will be there buzzing for it. Talking about that rhythm as well, and obviously Nat Phillips and Reece Williams coming back. So there's your key points from the press conference. And we go into this big one now on Sunday. If you have not watched the match preview with Robbie already, go and watch that. We've also done a super fan debate on AFTV. Go and watch that. There's just loads of content to consume. And we are literally minus 48 hours away from kickoff in this one. So looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. But there's your quotes from Klopp. Let us know what you think. Take care. See you on Sunday.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
Please, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV.
The voice of football's most famous stand.